Hello, my beautiful souls. The Awakened Dreamer here to give you the daily read for Wednesday, October 12th, 2022. Thank you so much for joining me. I do want to remind you that this is general for the day for all 12 signs. So simply take what resonates and leave the rest behind. And I do more than appreciate you hitting that like button and commenting down below. Now, this has to be the 10th time I've tried to attempt this reading. But I did get a couple messages that I feel I should mention either way, okay, from the last attempt. The fact that you're seeing progress throughout this day, okay, when it comes to what you've been putting your efforts towards, okay, seeing something grow, something increase, potentially for some a bit of income, extra customers or clientele coming in, which will feel gratifying and rewarding all the meanwhile. So different levels of abundance. Okay, I feel the need to say attention, but also there's a focus on the fact that you have a rich future ahead for you. Okay, the millionaire in the making card did fly to the ground when I was messed with and I hit a small deck onto the floor. Anyways, but also there was a forewarning not to overspend, even though you're being reminded or just informed in one way, shape, or form that you have a very wealthy future ahead for oneself. Let's begin and pull some cards. Pay attention to your work. Okay, there's a focus on what you're producing and developing. I do feel like you're needing to just put oneself out there in a vulnerable way and see it pay off all the meanwhile. I just feel like this is a day to buckle down and just do what you have to do and make up for any lack of motivation or just lazy time or just a resting period in the previous days or just previous weeks. But I do feel like productivity needing to take a focus. Okay. Okay, temporary situation. I feel like that's with somebody, or it could be temporary work. But we also have the grasshopper card talking about situations in the balance that require careful handling. Okay, and so I do feel like there's delicate work being produced, developed, attended to. But I do sense that there's a conversation, if not multiple, throughout this day that need to be handled with a level of delicacy. Okay, tranquility also taking a focus. I need to allow for oneself to move towards the peace, okay, and harmony. But I just feel like there's also a vibe where you're needing to just get done what you need to right throughout the day, whether it's work, certain obligations, and then just shift towards a level of comfort, peace, relaxation, okay, or just enjoyment. So just needing to not delay. But look at this, the 10 and the 6 of Pentacles. So I do feel like, okay, 1006, 1006, look up that angel number meaning. But I do feel like there's a focus on your financial comfortable future, right? Where you're going to be the happiest, feeling the inclination to spend money throughout the day, but being pushed by spirit to hold back, okay, at least to a certain extent. Thoughts of past purchases coming to mind, but I do feel like abundance is flowing in to support the lifestyle you wish to live, okay, or experience. I do feel like, again, there's a focus on past purchases, but little luxuries. I do sense that even if you're not going to hit the order button or just make the purchase in a store, you're going to be browsing either way, okay? Being pushed by spirit to recognize, getting a push from spirit to recognize that you deserve the best, right? And that goes for purchases, that goes for your lifestyle in general, where you live, but it also applies to conversations, people, love for some, okay, friends. But I do sense that this is going to be a day of rewards, to say the least. We also have the 5 of Wands and the 9 of Pentacles. Bear with me as my voice shakes a bit. But I do feel like there's a level of nervousness at a certain point. You feel a little bit shaky at certain points due to the energy in the air, certain spirits visiting you. If I even told you what my dreams were like last night, you would be amazed, okay? Due to certain spirits joining me. But anyways, I do feel like there's thoughts of past dreams from the previous night or just rewinding back. But I do feel as if for some there's a bit of spiritual messing with taking place throughout this day. And it's a Wednesday where you're being recognized for someone who deals with a lot, okay? Who just is at times feeling a bit burnt out and lacking the color in one situation. But I need to remember that you are um, you're special and you can handle whatever is at hand. I feel like your past experiences, ups and downs, so as it gets very bright, have prepared you for what's at hand, okay, for the good and for the bad. But I also feel like there's conversation or just thoughts of a connection, even if they're at a distance from you, where they're feeling a bit burnt out and lacking color in their situation. You might be energetically picking up on their energy or just feeling it in one way, shape, or form. It could be right by your side, but I do feel as if there's a focus on the fact that it's not yours to carry, or just that might be why you're feeling a bit bland at a certain point. There may be a conversation that feels a bit bland or just lacking that excitement level, okay, that you were maybe hoping for, but your independence is quite obvious to, okay, the naked eye, to those who tune in or just notice you, okay? I'm hearing paying attention. So there's a focus on details throughout the day, but I do feel like what you feel inclined to pay attention to throughout the day, that has more meaning to it than you think, okay? The Ten of Swords, I do feel like there's thoughts of what was put to rest recently, right? Or what was just let go of in one way, shape, or form. For some, I'm getting the vibe that it is the message that it was a specific connection. But let's pull more. Actually, we're going to pull a Kipper card. Bear with me. What else do we have? Okay, bad health. I do feel like there's either somebody surrounding you or that you're connected to with a bit of bad health. It could be that connection we were just speaking upon. But I do feel like for some of which you're being forewarned that consuming something too much or doing something too much will lead to a level of bad health, okay? You could be thinking about a past period in your life, past chapter where there was just a level of bad health in one way, shape, or form, and not wanting to see that come to be again, okay? But Spirit's going to remind you this is a different chapter, but it doesn't mean you can, recklessly do something too much or just neglect certain aspects of your health. But I do feel like there's motivation to, or just certain actions taking place throughout this day, strategies being implemented to better one's health in certain ways. And I feel like it's, even if you don't realize it, it's preparation for a new addition or just certain levels of fulfillment in the future, okay? We need you to be in good spirits is now what I'm getting. But I do sense that you're being viewed as a privileged individual, in touch with their feminine side and just looking good, okay? Taking care of oneself all the meanwhile, past efforts to take care of oneself, to spruce things up, to even one's complexion, I'm hearing, that's paying off. And I do feel like you're getting gifts in the form of compliments, attention, praise, a lot of different rewards once again, okay? Not surprised to see the gift card, but there may be also thoughts of gifting people in the future for a holiday or birthdays, you name it, and not necessarily purchasing for that throughout this day. You could be, but there's definite thought going into what to get those people, okay? Or that person, wanting it to be well thought out. Sudden wealth is in your near future and you're being reminded of that, okay? But again, doesn't mean we should be overspending at this time, all right? Your thoughts need to be paid attention to, as at certain points it's Spirit coming through to give you a bit of, okay, messing with, or a message or two. But I do feel like there's a focus on someone else's complexion as well, other people's body figure, but on art in one way, shape, or form. Now, I do feel like there was a person that you were protected from in the past. They're labeling as a false person, and that will come to mind, okay? Or just be reminded of, to remind you that people, places, and situations are coming and going from your life these days and moving forward, because not everything is exactly what it seems at hand, right? Or at first. There's more behind the scenes than you realize. For some of which this is involving a marriage, but I do feel like your commitment to something is, or a future commitment is taking a focus. Again, where you put your efforts, that's seeming quite successful throughout this day, okay? I just feel like there's a focus on social media as well that could be tied into the commitment, the efforts you've been putting forth. And I just feel like, okay, I'm hearing hair color. people are noticing you again, and that's just feeling quite rewarding. But there's a focus on your home life, okay? Some of which needing to tidy up or just needing to escape that situation temporarily. I do sense that you know where to go, but there's okay, a moment in the family room at a certain point that you're going to feel is quite relevant for your day, and could entail a bit of messages coming through, or informing in one way, shape, or form. Okay, but for whatever reason, this is a day that's really centered around your efforts, your work, your creations, developments, and your financial future. Okay, and I do feel as if you'll feel better about your money by the end of the day. But you are waiting on a message that you will receive when you're meant to. Okay, and I do sense that you are needing to prioritize one's health once again as this day unravels and shows you the levels of success that you deserve, but there's more to come. All right? So I hope this was truly helpful. Sending you so much love and light. Go enjoy your Wednesday, and I'll see you next time.